All right. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy 2021. It is a new year, my friends. So today's topic, well, let's just kick it off, shall we? So today we're talking about 5 tips for self-publishing in 2021. Uh, and so it's a new year. And the news is really not that much better. Definitely not any less distracting. But you know what? There really has never been a better time in our lives to self publish your book. Not just write a book, but self publish it. Media consumption is still up, books are still selling really, really well. And the world, well, it just continues to be rocked and rolled, which means people need you and they need you now, but they're going to need you even more in the coming year. 2008, I mean, if you look back on any kind of major disruption that happened, 2001, 2008, there's lots of really, really big disruptions. And you see the need for new voices, new advice, new expertise. And there are new problems that everyone is facing, or many people are facing, as we come out of this crazy time. So really the smartest thing you can do for your future is focus on something you can control right now, because it feels like a lot of things are out of control. So focusing on something you can control, well, guess what? You can control whether you get your book done this year. That is one thing you have the power over. You can finish your book. There's time. We're in January. There is time for you to write and publish your book in 2021. You can get this done. And today is also, speaking of books, publishing in 2021, today is also really exciting for me because I'm going to be inviting you, my dear YouTube family, to join in my pre-launch book army to support my upcoming launch of Self-Publish and Succeed. It's launching on February 23rd. So today I have details to get you in on the insiders list, which I'm not emailing my launch letter subscribers. I'm not posting on social media. This is a special invitation for my YouTube family, and specifically my besties. I'm counting on you, my friends. So today I've got details on that. So if you're catching the replay, the links will be in the description below, as well as be coming up today. And if you don't know what a book army is, I think Angela's in the house. She is going to post a link on the side and she will let you know what a book army is. By that YouTube video. But essentially, in this case, the book army is going to be a group of folks who are kind enough to say, yes, I will support your book launch. And really what I'm asking of you is to buy the book. I'll be sending you a copy so you can read it in advance, but buy the book for 99 cents. I'll tell you when to go and get it at 99 cents. And then I'll be sending you a copy of the book so you can read it before Amazon delivers it to you. And then write a review in that first week. That's really what I'm asking of you. And in exchange, we're going to have a lot of fun. In exchange, we're going to have a private Q&A session. So if you've got book questions, that's going to be a great time for you in a very small group to get your questions answered. And of course, there'll be prizes and gifts and surprises, because I don't want to tell you everything because surprises are more fun. But ultimately, I'm going to show you my gratitude for your support, because it means the world to me for a lot of reasons. But, just being totally frank, you can't run a book launch company and have a book launch flop. That's not going to work. So I really am counting on you to support me here, and I will show my gratitude in turn for that. Okay, cool. So I see people are here. Awesome. Angela's posted that link for you. Mike is here. Poetry from the Heart. Brian Krieger. It's so great to have you guys here. Kevin McGuire, of course, and he says he knows that he's in, and I'm counting on you, my friend. Kimberly, welcome. Efren, woohoo. So great to have you here. And just Sasha, ooh, great to have you here. Don't know if I've seen you on a live stream before, so good to have you here. So yeah, today we're talking about the 5 tips for self-publishing your book in 2021. And then we're also going to talk about my book launch coming up just a little bit. And of course, as always, there's prizes for participation. So those of you lurking who haven't said hello yet, please do say hello. And also, we'll be doing our YouTube prizes. So for those of you new, just so you know, there's new videos every Tuesday and Friday, and the replay of this video does count. So if you're watching the replay, say hello, join in the fun. Every Tuesday and Friday, new video comes out. And when you comment the day a video is released, you get entered to win some fantastic book launcher swag. We have a hashtag No Boring Books mug, which I actually don't have. It was in the dishwasher. I use it. Didn't time that well. And our, is that upside down? Our Oh So Soft journal are kind of the main things, but we also have other prizes sometimes too. So awesome. You guys are all here. Woo, the Bob Bunch. Hey, welcome. That's definitely a first timer. Welcome. So good to have you here. Jeff Brown, I'm all in 2021. Yes, I love it. Lexi, hey, so great. Some new faces. This is fantastic, you guys. Okay. Great. So let's dive into the topic and then I'll give you more details on the book launch as we go and we'll do some prizes really, really soon. So let's just go back to my notes so that I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I've got a list of 5 things. And number 1 for tips for publishing, self-publishing success in 2021. Ultimately, this is a big one. I lost you guys. There you are. When I checked over to my notes, I lost my screen for you guys. So being found online. This has always been important, but let's face it, the places that people are going right now continues to be limited. And I think some habits are not going to change that much going forward in the future. So I really think spending some time working on your metadata is really, really important. Making sure your book is focused on a specific audience and solves a problem or really speaks to something that is being searched. These are really, really smart things. And then doing the metadata research and then continuing to update and refresh that research so that your book is set up for success. So Angela has a video that we have. We have a couple videos that are really important. She's going to link to one on metadata. When I'm talking metadata, I'm talking really specifically about your book categories and your keywords. There's lots of pieces to your metadata, and we cover a lot of them regularly on the channel. But for being found, it really comes back to those keywords and the categories. But you really also have to make sure that your book speaks to the people who are going to be searching and that you're not just thinking about you when you're doing this, and you're not just thinking about your story or what you think sounds cool. You're really putting things in the eyes and the mind of your reader, and so that takes a little bit of work, and some people need help with it. One of my favorite tools. I mean, we do Google keyword research for this as well, so that's important. We want to be found in the search engines, and we also want to make sure that our book is not likely to be going head to head with another book that is really famous or even has the same title. Specifically, we want to kind of niche it down and find a title that will stand out and ideally have keywords in it. But we also do Google keywords as well as Amazon. And for Amazon, we use 2 different programs. Katie Spy is one. But really the favorite and the one that I always recommend is Publisher Rocket. And so Angela will drop a link in there for Publisher Rocket as well. And they just came out, and I think it might still be on actually. They have a keyword and category course that they've updated and refreshed. My team's taken this course too. We're always learning, just in case there's one little nugget that we haven't learned yet, we can find. But the course was $50 and now it's $25. At least it was, I think just yesterday I signed up, got it for our team. So if you haven't already got Publisher Rocket, or even if you do, I would run over there and get this course. It's always worth learning, especially for $25. If you can pick up one tip that helps you sell a couple of books, it'll be well worth your while. But Publisher Rocket is one of our go-to resources for doing keyword and metadata competition, all that kind of research. Okay, so just checking. I see lots of conversations going on. Oh, Linda, hello, Angel, Soul, Diana. So great to have all of you here. Oh, Coach Deb, hey. Speaking of metadata, Coach Deb has a new book coming out soon. Can we talk about it yet? I don't know if we can, but Coach Deb, for those of you who don't know, wrote the first book on Twitter, and she is working on the first book on something else. Bet you guys can guess. One of the latest and hottest platforms out there. We can't talk about it yet. Okay, it's still a secret. All right. Shh. No clues there. But if you're not already connected with Coach Deb on Facebook, I'd head over there. You might get some hints. Okay, cool. So number 2. Number 2. Think like a traditional publisher. So first of all, for those of you just joining, we're talking about the 5 tips for self-publishing in 2021. And tip number 1 is really doing everything you can to make sure your book is found easily online. In a lot of cases, this is a focus on Amazon, but we also do Google keywords and we focus on really what are people going to be searching for. So, what's the problem people are trying to solve or the topic that they're searching for where your book is going to come up? And actually, I'll just give you one other example on that. I mean, typically we're talking business self help type books. So we tend to focus on the problem people are going to solve. But, we have done books that aren't in that space. And one example is a book that was from the true crime space last year. And it was called Killers Keep Secrets. And so keyword research for this was really important because it was about one of the brother-in-law of the Golden State Killer. And so we had to get Golden State Killer in there. And by doing that, that keyword alone, that keyword phrase alone, got a lot of attention and helped really, really catapult the sales of this book. And when we created a book trailer with the client, then that got posted onto Reddit just because of the keywords again. And that kind of made things go crazy. So keywords are really important, knowing what people are going to be searching for. It's usually the problem people are searching for that you want to solve, but it can also be the category or the topic that you're talking about. So this is where the research really comes in. So that was number one. Number two is thinking like a traditional publisher. And what I mean by this is really think marketing first. And so a lot of people, traditional publishers, give you a book deal because they have a clear vision of how they're going to sell books. They can clearly see how you've got a plan to sell a lot of books. And self-publishing authors tend to write the book and then figure out how to sell it. It's two very, very different approaches. And if you think more like a traditional publisher, you're going to think about what's going to sell before I write this book. Or while you're writing the book, you'll stop and think about what is going to sell and how am I going to sell it. So some other examples. Traditional publishers are looking for platform. And so what I mean by platform is they're looking at your email newsletter, the audience that you have. So if you do speaking engagements or workshops or live appearances of any kind already, if you have some really strong network connections, so you're affiliated with some really important groups or associations and you've got a visible role in those organizations, social media, of course, plays a factor in this. So looking at your overall platform, so the people who are in your audience is one of the main things they're going to do. And then they're going to make sure that that book is something that that audience wants. So if you're not doing that, then you're not setting yourself up for success like a traditional publisher would. Now, you don't have a platform. That's totally fine. You still want to think like a traditional publisher, which means you're still going to think about how is this book going to be marketed? So what are the podcasts that will want this book? What are the events that would have a speaker that has written a book like this? Think about the places where your book can be sold. And you really want to think about how you're going to sell this book and to who. And the more specific, the better. If you look at a conference, look at a conference directory of the speakers and the topics, what you're going to see is that the general topics are by the names you know. So the names you know are getting to talk about motivating yourself in 2021. The names you don't already know aren't talking about how to motivate yourself in 2021. They're talking about how to maximize. I'm trying to think of a little niche topic. I know. They're talking about how to look great on Zoom video for your company meetings, right? They're talking about that very specific niche subject. And so if you are that name that is known already, that's great. You can write a book that is general, that will be that kind of keynote subject on motivation or mindset or those other pieces. If you are not, then you want to look at what is that specific thing that you can focus on that people are going to want to know about. And then you will have a really good chance of getting on the podcast, getting on the stages and being seen. If you try to go really general and you don't have a platform, you'll probably find yourself struggling to sell your book. It is very challenging to be the leadership expert and not have a niche, for example. It's very challenging to be a weight loss expert without a niche and get exposure because you're competing against some really, really big names in your space. And so a traditional publisher is going to look down the line and go, okay, who's going to be buying this book? who's going to be putting it in front of their audience, who's the influencers that are going to want to talk about this. They're going to look at the marketing plan before they go into any book deal. And so before you write your book, think a little bit more like a traditional publisher. Think about marketing first and really drill down and visualize that audience. Get clear. Because if you can't do that, if you're struggling, then you'll probably struggle when your book comes out. And it's the number one reason why when we get books, a lot of people contact us for marketing post-launch. And I have to turn most people away because it's hard. It's really hard if you haven't done a lot of fundamental things before you've started writing your book, or at least adjusted it as you've been through editing and cover and all those pieces. Marketing's tough. So we prefer people to get a great return on their investment with us. So we want you set up for success from the beginning, which is why I'm emphasizing this. It's always been important, but going forward, I think it's going to be more important than ever, because the opportunities for people who are solving very specific problems for specific audiences, they're going to be tremendous going forward. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Mars, DLT. Hey, great to have you in the house. And Coach Deb is binging all of my videos. That's great. Okay, let's see. Just checking up on you guys here. Okay, it looks like everything's good. And all right, awesome. So great to have you all here. So why don't we do a prize now? Okay, so we're going to do a participation prize. So if you haven't already said hello, definitely say hello. But I think I said it. This could be a tricky one, but it also has been updated on our social media. So the first thing is a skill testing question. In fact, what is the date of my upcoming book launch? Self-Publish and Succeed is the book title. What is the date of the launch? Go ahead and type it in the questions. And I'm also going to do a draw. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to draw from all of the fabulous folks who commented on the last 6 videos, because it's been 3 weeks since we did our last live stream. So there were 6 videos. So there's a whole lot of names in the random name picker today. And so if you comment the day a video is released, you get entered to win some of our fabulous book launcher swag. Today, we've got our journal and our mug. So I'm just going to draw a name right now. Here we go. And today's first winner is, where's the name? Robert Cooper. Hey, I know you have commented on a lot of videos, and I think this is your first time winning. So congratulations, and thank you so much for commenting so often. Please email us at team@booklaunchers.com and let us know which you would like, the journal or the mug, which I don't have, but coffee, tea, and hot chocolate are all proven to taste better in the No Boring Books mug. So you email us at team@booklaunchers.com, and please include your mailing address. It's really, really fun how many people, I say this, and how many people still forget to include their mailing address. We can't get it to you if we don't have a mailing address. So thank you, Robert, and congratulations. Okay, so here we go. Who was the first? I see some folks getting it right here. Oh, I think Brian Krieger was the first. I think you got it, Brian. I'm just going to let Angela confirm. Oh, and yes, and do include your phone number too for shipping. It helps Angela when she's sending. Thank you, Diana. Okay, so I think Brian Krieger got it. Yes, congratulations, Brian. Okay, so same thing to you. Let us know if you want the mug or the journal. I think you've won something before. You may have it, but regardless, thank you. And yes, the launch date is February 23rd. So I'm very excited. And speaking of the launch date, if you are one of the fabulous folks that would like to join the book army, all you need to do right now is go to booklaunchers.com/army. Angela will drop the link in here, and if you're watching the replay, I'll put it in the description below. And all you have to do right now is put your name and email address in there. And if you're not already a launch letter subscriber, you'll just have to click confirm to get it. I'm not even sending you the newsletter, but you still have to confirm if you aren't a launch letter subscriber already, so that we can send you emails. And then in about a week, I'm going to email you with details and instructions and get things rolling. So that's all you have to do right now. And then really, I'm just wanting you to read my book and write a review, and that will make my year. And if you're an author, you know how important reviews are. So I'm not exaggerating when I say your review will make my year. Okay, so booklaunchers.com/army. And yes, and Alan West said fiction and not fiction, nonfiction are all proven to write easier when written in the oh so soft journal. That's right. It has magical powers, my friends. Okay, thanks for that. Latonia, hey, I don't know if I said hello to you. Welcome. So yes, that's the details on getting in on the pre-launch, and emails will be coming in a week. So if you don't get anything right now, don't fret, but I will be contacting everyone next week with next steps. So thank you. And yes, a video review. Yes, Coach Deb, thank you so much for saying this. So, and this is something that we haven't been as proactive with our clients. So Brian, anyone else, Jeff, you guys are listening. So one of the best things you can do is get your, well, not friends, because we don't have friends writing reviews, right? No friends and family writing reviews, but get our people, our family. I call you guys my family, but technically Amazon does not want friends and family writing reviews. But my YouTube family, Amazon gives priority to video or reviews with pictures and video. So if you have video friendly folks who will shoot a video holding your book, reviewing your book, whatever it is, that is huge. I don't know if a lot of people watch it, but Amazon will give it preference, and it's a really, really good thing for your reviews. It's just a little bit extra. So Amazon has it there for a reason. I always tell you, if Amazon has it there, take advantage. So please, if you want to go that extra step and shoot a video, that's going to go miles. That will make my decade. Okay. Forget about the year. Make my decade and shoot a video. Okay. Thank you, Deb. Okay. So cruising on over here for point number 3. This is such a good point. And I'm kind of stealing this from Ben Preston did a great author spotlight video. And he said, and I think Angela also has that link, so she can drop that in the side if you haven't seen this one. But Ben is one of our wonderful clients. And he, in his author spotlight, he was talking about building a business from his book. So he wrote his book and then built the business from the book. And so he's really giving you tips and kind of strategies and how he's looked at the whole process and what it's like been, starting with the book to build the business from it. But in that, he said that he knew he wanted to be the CEO of his book. And that's why he hired book launchers. And whether you're hiring book launchers or doing this on your own, I think the mindset of thinking like you're the CEO of your book is really important, because you should not be the one that does everything. Nobody has the right, I shouldn't say nobody, but a very rare individual would have the kind of mind and skill set that would allow you to do all the things that are required to put out a book well, because the mind that can write the book is not the mind that can edit it. And the mind that can edit it is typically not the creative visionary that can create the cover and the interior. And then usually all of those people aren't necessarily the ones that can then sing the praises of the book. So when you think of yourself as the CEO, you look at, okay, what am I not good at and where do I need to get help? And you really take back and get a really strong team around you to fulfill where you are weak. And this is a really smart way to look at it. The other part of this is when you do hire help, if you've hired the right help, you really should listen to the expert guidance. And I don't always say do what your experts are telling you, but listen to what you're being told and evaluate if that fits with your vision for the project or not, which is really what you need to do as a CEO. But there's going to be more distractions in 2021, and there are going to be more opportunities. And in order for you to keep out the distractions and take advantage of the opportunities and get a great book out there, you really have to think like the CEO of your book project. And it doesn't have to be you that does all the work, but it does need to be you that sets the vision for the project and really make sure the project is going the direction that you want it to go. So I thought that was a great perspective. And Kevin, you won't get a confirmation email if you are already getting newsletters. So, if you already get our launch letter, which I'm pretty sure you do, you won't get a confirmation. You're already confirmed in our system. So that's kind of why I said that. So so you're probably fine. Anybody who doesn't, as long as you got to the thank you page, you're set. So sorry, we're talking Book Army. It caught my attention over here. So if you do go to booklaunchers.com/army to join my pre-launch team, as long as you get to the thank you page, you are on the list. Many of you are already subscribed to our launch letter, and that means your email is already confirmed in our system, so you won't get that confirmation email. I'm not sure how to fix that, but hopefully you're good with that. When I send the email, I will let you guys know. And so if for some reason you don't get the email next week, then we'll have to make sure we manually add you because we will. Daniel, welcome. Anytime is fine. And you can always catch more details on the replay. Whew, I'm kind of warm, which is really rare. I'm usually really cold in my little, my bunker, as we call it. Okay, so I'm just going to go there. Okay, that's better. Now, that was tip number 3. So we've covered, so for those of you just joining, like Daniel, we are talking about the 5 tips for self-publishing your book in 2021. Number 1 was all about being found online. And I gave you some tips, and Angela posted some video links to help you with that. Number 2 was about thinking like a traditional publisher, which really meant think about book marketing before you write your book. And actually, my book, Self-Publish and Succeed, talks a lot about this because this is really at the core of what we do at Book Launchers and the core of our process behind the No Boring Books philosophy. Number 3 was be the CEO of your book. And number 4, this is really, I think, something important for all of us to think about because things are changing and the change is just really starting in a lot of industries. So think about the changes that are happening that are fundamental and where people are going to have problems and continue to have problems and need solutions and need support in the coming years. So some examples that I see, and you'll know your industry, so you'll probably be able to spot the trends and see the other opportunities as well. But thinking about the niche solutions, right? Again, not trying to be the person that is the leadership person, not trying to be the weight loss expert, just really trying to find your niche. Think about some of the issues that have come up, like a lot of people have pulled their parents out of long-term care facilities, or they're delaying putting them in, or they're not actually putting their parents into long-term care facilities. They're getting home care and they're finding other solutions. So that's a whole subject where there's lots of problems. And if you're in that industry, you might have expertise to help them. A lot of offices are probably never going to go back to being a physical location. A lot of companies have found remote work has worked really, really well. But remote work does present a lot of challenges. And specifically where a lot of authors reside is in the training space. And so if you do a lot of corporate training, what does corporate training look like for you in the future when a lot of offices are remote? Being in the state of California and having more than 5 employees, we had to do sexual harassment training. In the past, this probably would have been a person that comes in and teaches the whole company this, does the mandatory training. But now there's services, and it was a decent training that forced you to pay attention. There was no shortcuts on this training. Believe me, people on my team tried to multitask through this training. But online, that was delivered. But what else? What other kind of training is not necessarily state mandated, as it was the case with that training, but what other training is now not going to be facilitated in person anymore? And how can you offer options that will really be valuable to a company that does have remote workers? It also creates a lot of, that's just one, but remote feedback, remote firing, remote hiring. There's so many topics that are already emerging, but you can define yourself. You can be the person in this space that helps companies with X. And it's a huge opportunity going forward, because I really think a lot of businesses are going to find themselves in a hybrid situation where there's a core that's at the office, but there's a whole bunch of people who never ever meet. Homeschooling, I think it's already was a trend before this. I think it's going to continue in a lot of ways. And then there's a lot of parents that can't wait for their kids to never have another Zoom class again. But that can also have, people go to extremes. So what could be the extreme on the other side when Zoom classrooms are no longer required? Virtual training, virtual gyms, virtual workouts. There's a lot of benefit to working out at home. It saves time. You can be with family. Some people are going to go back to the gyms as they knew it when they can, but others are going to stick to this home workout thing. So what can you do to support that trend? Travel, telemedicine. Like, I could go on and on about the things that have emerged in the last year. So knowing your industry, knowing what you talk about, what are the problems that this creates? Because everything Everything that comes about creates new problems. So what are the problems? What are the solutions that you could offer? And how can you be the solution? Or how can your story or your expertise really support the change? The mental health issue, the divorce, mental health, all of these things are going to be tremendous issues in the years coming ahead. And that is opportunity for you to write a great book to help people and stand out. Disruption means new voices are needed and they're sought out as well. So that's really, I really hope if you take anything away from today, it's find that niche thing that you can really speak to and really define yourself, because this is the year of defining yourself. I think it's a really big opportunity. We talked about this when the pandemic first hit, but a lot of people, when the 2008 crisis hit, the people who pivoted and redefined themselves in 2008, 2009, and 2010 were the ones that were the voices, the influencers, the leaders that were kind of standing out as the pandemic hit. So there's tremendous opportunity again for those kind of pivots and that kind of opportunity. Okay, I've got a fifth tip, but let's do another prize, shall we? Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to do a participation question. I'm actually going to do 2 participations today because I always like to do one that is just rewarding you guys for saying hello. So today let's go from, let me find a good one here. I'm going to go from Coach Deb saying that she commits to doing a written and video review for my new book. And I've got that in writing. I've taken a screenshot, so I'm holding you to it. And I know where you live, so you're on this. Okay, so we're going to go from that one, Angela. And because it's 2021, we're going to go 21 names down from Coach Deb's comment, and that will be one of our prize winners. And then our participation prize today, it's kind of selfishly driven, but in my launch week, I'm curious, what giveaway could I offer that would inspire you to buy 3 copies of my book so that you would give it away to fellow authors? So what kind of a giveaway? And I don't want to put ideas out there just yet, but I will put a caveat on it saying I can't do one-on-one calls. There's just not enough. I would be booking into 2022 to do one-on-one calls with anybody who bought 3 books. So it has to be a scalable option. But I would love ideas as to what you would want in order to buy 3 copies of my book during launch week. So I'm curious. It can be a PDF, it can be a resource, it could be a group call, it could be copies of other books. Just let me know. I could help solve a problem. So let me know, and I'm looking for ideas, and I'm just going to give my favorite one a prize as I collect all your brilliant wisdom, and you'll probably see some of these things come out launch week. So there you go. If you really want something, this is a great time to ask for it, because it might be what I give away during launch week to get people to buy 3 copies of my book. Okay, cool. Let's see. Here we go. Rhonda is excited about my book. Thank you. I am very excited to share it with you, and thank you very much. Okay, let's see here. Angela said, Rhonda Reeves was the 21st comment down. Hey, how about that? Congratulations, Rhonda. So if you weren't here when we already mentioned it, email team@booklaunchers.com and let us know if you'd like our mug or our journal. Our mug is really fantastic. Coffee, tea, and hot chocolate all taste better in it. Even decaf, Kevin McGuire tells us. And we need your mailing address as well. So email us with your mailing address and your choice. Okay, so I'm checking out an Opus X cigar. I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen, Kevin. But thank you for your ideas. There's no bad ideas. Discount on services, maybe. And let's see, no burpees. I'm not going to do burpees this year. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Maybe later I'll do a burpees for books. So Alan's talking about, I did an event at my local CrossFit gym for my previous book launch, and everybody who bought 3, actually, I think it was just 1 copy of my book, I did 3 burpees. And so, and we also gave money to charity for every book purchased. And it was a really fun event where, I supported my local CrossFit gym and they supported me, and they still to this day carry copies of my books to sell. I just got 3 more copies last year, so they slowly sell through my books, which is kind of fun. Let's see. And Rhonda says she's heard the mug does make hot tea taste better. Okay. Um, let's see. I need more ideas, guys. I need some more ideas. So, oh, it's a Dominican cigar, a personally signed copy. Okay, cool. And where do I get my great necklaces? I'm not even wearing one today. My parents usually pick them up for me, although I have gotten a couple in Mexico that I really love. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes to tell me what kind of a freebie giveaway thing would make you want to buy 3 copies of the book in launch week. So we got a personal video message I saw. That's a cool idea, definitely. And burpees for books, only Julie can handle that challenge to sell books. I could. You guys could also watch me sit in a pool of 3-degree, I think it's like 37-degree cold water for 5 minutes. I've been doing that too, which makes me feel a little crazy. Okay, I will come back. So the final tip is really covered. I think I really covered this already, but I'm going to hammer this point home. Number 5 is to write for a specific person. So this was really, in tip 4, I was talking about finding the problem that needs a solution and getting niche and getting focused. But now I really want you to think about that reader. Write for a specific person. Your book is not for everybody. Your book is for a certain person. And I encourage you to focus on delivering massive value to that reader and being bold. Okay. Playing it safe makes for a very boring book. And when I say bold, I don't mean you have to swear. I don't mean you have to, say really controversial things. But being bold does mean you're sharing yourself. This is not just even if you're writing a how-to book, people will get to know you through this book, because that's what makes a book something worth reading and turning pages. People will go through how-to books because they need to get the outcome that you're delivering. But ultimately, if you want the book read and enjoyed, then there should be a splash of you in it. And so focusing on that reader and really thinking about telling them the stories they need to hear, offering them the guidance that they need, and doing it in a way that shares a bit of yourself so that they connect to you. So everyone is not going to connect with you. It's just the way of the world. There's always people. You guys have seen it on the channel. There's certain people that absolutely do not like my videos, and they make sure that we know. And that's fine. I'm not for them. And ultimately, if you try to be for everyone, you will be for no one. So write for a specific person with that specific problem, share a bit of yourself, and really, really focus on delivering value. And ultimately, great things will come from that book. Even if 500 people read the book and one person, their life totally changes, I think everyone would agree that that's massive. A lot of people will say, if only one person reads my book and their life is better as a result, it was worth it. So really write for that specific person. And I always encourage folks, if they don't feel like they can picture where this person is already going for help, they can't picture what they're searching for, they don't have a clear enough vision of this person, they're kind of going demographically, then you need to do a little more research. And I cover research in detail in a video, which I didn't prep Angela for, but it's on market research for your reader. And I talk about going to forums and reading what people are posting on forums, being a part of different groups, different Facebook groups, different LinkedIn groups, some of the other social medias out there. You can listen to what people are talking about. On Clubhouse, you can literally listen to what they're talking about and really connect with those people and get a sense of what they're trying to solve, how they're trying to solve it, how that's not working, and really position yourself to help that person. It's really important. It's always important. Frankly, that's not 2021 advice, but I feel very strongly that going forward, the people who do this well are going to be the influencers, the voices, the names we all know in the coming years. So I think that this and number 4, what we just talked about before, are really going to set you up for massive success if you do this well. Okay, so I have a couple shout outs and a reminder, and then we can just answer questions for a few minutes if people have questions. But I want to go back and see what we've got here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Maybe an entry fee or a membership to something you mentioned in the book. Cool. Nice pens. A planner book that helps you keep track of goals and schedule writing. Okay. These are great. Fantastic bloopers and cuts. Make a personal video message with your fantastic bloopers and cuts was Mike's suggestion for buying 3 books during launch week. And no calls. I could do group calls. I'm just not open to one-on-one calls. Group call, totally fine. And I probably will do that no matter what. But let's see here. What else do we have? These are great. So Angela, can you pick a really good one? I've lost track of how many are there. A one-off video to shout out. So what I am going to do, just so you know, is every single person who writes a review, I will absolutely be giving you a shout out on social media and on YouTube because every review is going to be really, really important to me. Like I said, it's going to make my year. So I'm going to make sure you know that made my year. So that will get a shout out for sure. The book purchases, maybe we could. Let's see. Forums are gold mine. Yes, they are. Coupon of sorts for book launcher services. So Efren suggested that. Offer a metal cover of one of the books because we all like our shinies. That's cool. All right. Awesome. Thank you, you guys. I will sort through all of them and take your ideas in, and you'll see what I do for launch week real soon. Angela, can you pick one of the suggestions, please? And that'll be our winner for today. And then I have one more YouTube prize. So let me head over to my random name picker again. So every Tuesday and Friday, if you comment the day a video is released, you get entered to win. And our next winner is XJP 1998. I feel like XJP 1998 just won recently because I remember thinking that is a very interesting handle. So XJP 1998, congratulations, you are the winner. So email us at team@booklaunchers.com. Thank you so much for your comments and let us know if you want the mug or the journal. Okay, so last couple of things. Today, I have to give Maureen Towns a shout out. It is her book launch day. Her book is called Broken Open, and the subtitle's A Mother's Journey to Survive Her Children's Addiction and Mental Illness. Powerful, powerful story, and really written from a place of service, which I think is important when you have a lot of tough stories. And she's just done a beautiful job with this book. She's a parenting and family consultant. And she's talking about how 3 of 4 of her kids had mental illness and addiction or addiction, and how she found freedom in the chaos that ensued. And it's really a part memoir, part guide, just an extraordinary book. So just had to give her a shout out for her launch day. We are back here on the 24th of January for our next live stream. And of course, booklaunchers.com/army to join the pre-launch team. And thank you so much in advance for your support. I'll be emailing everybody next week. So if you haven't got an email by next week, then let us know and we'll make sure we manually put you on the list. And remember, a little chaos around us, letting the chaos around us disrupt you is your choice. It's a choice. It is crazy, crazy times. We were talking about this in our company meeting today. Turn off the notifications and just consciously choose when you want to go into the news rabbit hole, however you go in that rabbit hole. But for the most part, you can't control what's going on around us, but you can control where your focus is. You can control your outcomes for this year. So I encourage you to choose wisely. My grandma really, really instilled this into me in a young age because I've always been one of those girls who worries. I've lost sleep to a lot of worry over my life. And I still do, but my grandma's voice is always with me. And she always says something to me, she always is saying something in my head to me of, okay, that's great. That's what you're worried about. I understand that. But what can you do about it right now? And if there was something I could do, she would say, okay, what are you waiting for? Go do it. But if there wasn't anything I could do, she'd say, okay, well, what can you do right now? What else can you focus on? What else, focus on the things you can do and go do it. So my grandma would scoot me off and that would be that. And it really was a great way to handle a lot of worries. And I think now is a great time to just focus on what can you do? What can you control and do that and create great outcomes and put out a book this year that will help people because a lot of people are going to need your book and your help in the coming years ahead. So thank you. It's been fun. And I'll just check here to see if you guys have any questions. Okay. Let's see. They can type in the words Clubhouse Guidebook. Oh, so we did announce it. I thought it was a secret until next. Sorry. Coach Deb just was saying, type in the words Clubhouse Guidebook in Amazon, and they'll see her next book is pre-release and available next Thursday. I thought it was still a secret. Oh, she said, I got permission from my co-authors. I'm allowed to mention the book. So Clubhouse is the new latest and greatest platform. For those of you, I have stayed off of it for the exact reason that my grandma's voice is in my head telling me to focus on things that I can control and focus on right now. But Deb, like I said, Coach Deb was the first person to write a book on Twitter, and now she's going to be the first person to write a book on Clubhouse with 2 co-authors. And if you don't know Clubhouse, you have been in, but you don't understand what it's for, how to use it, all those kind of things, this is going to be the guidebook. So I'm really excited for her book launch and for everyone to see it. So that's awesome. I'm so glad you got to share that. I'm glad you were here. Thank you. And let's see. Only for your folks. So this is a secret. You guys can't tell anybody yet, but it's available next week. Okay. And she's got to invite for me after I'm done my book launch because I got to focus. All right. I think that's it for today, you guys. I don't see any questions. So I think we're good. So booklaunchers.com/army. I am counting on you and already grateful for so many folks saying that they will support. So thank you so much. There will be an email next week and we'll see you here again on the 24th. Thanks, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. Take care. Oh, wait. Stop. I just got Angela's note. So who's here? Come back. So the favorite choice. What was the winner? Brian Krieger. Brian Krieger, didn't he win already today? Didn't we give him a prize? I don't mind giving him 2. So I think he already won though. Am I wrong? I thought he won the previous one. So we might have to pick a different one, Angela. Brian, are you still there? If you already won, we need to pick somebody else. I don't know. Still here. Kevin's still here. Mike's still here. This is how I roll, people. So yes, I almost forgot the prize for the best suggestion. And so Mars, the 24th is the next live stream. February 23rd is the book launch, but January 24th is the next 26th. Did I get the dates wrong? Is that why you're going? Am I going crazy here? What's the date today? 26. You're right. It's January 26th. We'll be back here. Thank you for that. And in the meantime, Efren wanted another donut. I don't know who the prize is. It pays to stay in the room where it happens. I feel like I should give you guys a prize. I haven't been on the vodka, I swear. It's been 2008 since I've had any alcohol. 26 is the right one. So I feel like I'm just going to draw from these folks, all you fabulous folks that are still here as the chaos ensues. I was waiting. Okay, Mars DLT. Thank you, Angela. I was waiting for that. Mars DLT, congratulations. Your suggestion was the runner-up because Brian can only win once. You can only win once per show, my friends. So team@booklaunchers.com. Let us know if you want the mug or the journal if you're still here. All right, you guys are awesome, and I'm done embarrassing myself. Can you send me the coffee? The coffee I'm on is today. It was Keurig, I think. I don't know. One of those machines that you push it down and stuff comes out. Oh my goodness. All right. Congrats, Mars. Thanks so much, everybody. This time I'm really signing off. Have a great one.